Towards Amakhosi, am I audible? Can somebody confirm we haven't started? Just somebody please confirm. I see 3 people already logged in. Towards Amakhosi, can somebody just confirm if I'm audible before I begin? Thank you for that. We will begin at 7:05. I like to be consistent on time so that I don't disappoint other people with expectations that I've already built. Okay, let's begin. Uh, Thokoza Makhosi, Thokoza bogogo le bantatemogolo, Thokoza bogogo na bokhehla. Welcome to Back to Our Roots with Inzunza. My name is Mkhulu Modise the Great, and I am a spiritual healer. I'm governed by Inzunza and ngigehla. Yeah. So if any of this resides with you, or you feel like you're just drawn, or you might even dream of me, or someday, just reach out. No? Reach out. There's a reason why you are consistently drawn to this channel. Um, it's just that spirituality is, it's a walk of faith. It's a walk of faith. But anyway, thank you for all the subscriptions, the putting your notifications on, and also sharing some of the content. I'm always checking on these reports by YouTube. Oh, and speaking of that, you might see maybe your interface might change. You'll see that there's a join membership button, and then what else? Yeah, I think it's that. So what I'll do is when you join membership, I'll be holding like these private sessions. That's when you can be part of a community and find out about from other people who've already been here. There's already been people that have aligned, and they will tell you their experiences as well. Some of them are doing spiritual work. I think I've mentioned a couple of times. Um, yeah, you'll have access to those things. Um, and also, I might sometime just begin the session, the live session, at a certain time, but then you have access to actually come through before anyone else sees that live session. Um, yeah, basically, it's what YouTube introduced and said, you know what, go this route. Um, I'm grateful because now I'm in partnership with a YouTube channel. Um, I thought I was really not doing that. Wow, you understand? But yeah, it turned out differently when they gave me the reports of everything that we're looking at, the criteria basically. I'd like to thank everybody for being consistent, for staying onto the channel. Um, the idea was to share as much knowledge as possible for anyone who might be struggling with this journey of finding out what Inzunza is. Some people, yes, come for cleansings, for luck, you know, for IDlozi, to fight certain things in their lives. But this channel is mainly dedicated to people who are on the journey of discovering what Inzunza is and what is required for them in order to walk this path. Okay. So yeah, guys, like the numbers are crazy. The people who are watching the channel and versus the people who are actually subscribing, it's crazy. So please don't just watch, just subscribe. Press that button and then put the notifications on, because right now a lot is happening in my life. Um, but we'll touch onto that because it's one of the topics that I want to touch on. Seeing that a lot of people keep asking these things. You understand? They keep asking the same questions, but because out of maybe doubt or fear or being nervous, yeah, I'm gonna touch on a lot of things today. I just want to not be redundant. You find that I'm the last time I spoke about what Inzunza is on part one and part two. Now I'm going through it again. No, it's not gonna be like that. Right now a lot has changed, even for me. Um, so when I grow, I'm just gonna leave footprints so that others who are just behind me, they can see them, they can find them, and do something about it. You understand? Because Yona, this is a very mysterious journey, and it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Nah? Okay, so we will begin with the topic. The main topic was that I will continue with what is Inzunza. Nah? Um, okay, this I would have to repeat because I'd be telling you a lie if I deviated from this, right? Um, Inzunza is a spirit. It's a water spirit, right? But there's certain cases where it's Inzunza from Entabeni, Inzunza from Lunin, elwandleni, and whatnot, right? It is not female, it is not male. Usually, a lot of times, let me say a lot of times, confidently so, it is something that you will see while you're growing up. You will definitely know that there's something different about you. You'll always feel like a weirdo, even from your siblings, your sisters, your brothers, even your parents. Sometimes you'll discover traits that exist in you, but they don't exist in the other people. Usually, it comes when it comes in human form, right? It might be wearing black, all black, like a robe. You see these your gowns, man, your gowns, but not made of these furs and whatnot, but just a cloth. It's a black cloth, and usually this person you might not see their eyes. Um, every time they're around, like something weird happens in the background or just near them. that you noticed, or something feels very, very off. I don't know this person, and they're wearing all black. Usually, what comes into your heart is fear. Fear will strike you so bad when you meet Inzunza, even when it's in its human form. But this human won't be like your normal human being. There were, there might, you might see, oh, okay, they're melanin or whatever, but it's not the melanin that you know of. You might find that the Caucasian, they're white, right? But it's not the white that you're used to. Even the teeth, they are different. If you can see the eyes, they are different. Even the nose, it's different. Everything about this person is different. And it will knock fear into your heart the first time. And whatever message they bring, it's so vague. It's so vague. It's crazy. Because it's on the highest level. If you can really manage to get to that point where you listen, right? And not run off. Most people run. But if you're brave enough that you've actually heard their voice, yeah, your body will be reacting somehow when that happens. Just hearing their voice, being close to them, like not even a meter apart. That's what happened to me, right? Um, but in its truest form, a lot of people ask, like I said, it's not female or it's not male, right? But because we know and we identify male and female, that's what we know as humans. That's why your inzunza yakho izovela as umkhulu or ugogo. And in my case, you hear me in my lot of videos, I mentioned Uti, mine now comes as a female, right? So I call her Gogo, right? And she has a name. It's not a female name, it's not a male name. It's a name that not even a human being can imagine, right? And it's in its truest form. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. If I had to give an example, it's like an ocean. No one knows how far the ocean goes, how deep, what secrets it carries. Like everything is a mystery about the ocean, even today. But we live on top of it, all of us. We live above the very same ocean, but we don't truly understand its power or what it can do. We've only seen your tsunamis, but is that the worst? Up to today, nobody can travel across the Bermuda Triangle. And no one can give an explanation. It's just opinions everywhere. So there's so much about the world that we don't understand. No matter how you look at it, you're like you're like an ant. You're like an ant compared to the world, to the universe. the very same thing that you're struggling with right now, and billion other people are struggling with the same thing. So it's crazy if you sit down and look at it in that sense. No? So in Zonza, it overwhelms you because, like, even today, I've never seen anyone draw or maybe a picture in a movie like we usually see. It's nothing you can even comprehend if I had to even describe it. It's nothing like any creature that you have ever seen. If you truly want to see Inzunza yakho, and it will happen, that's when a lot of things will just make sense. A lot of things are just gonna make sense to you. You're gonna look at life differently, you're gonna move differently, you're gonna speak differently, you're gonna behave differently, you're gonna think, feel differently. Every aspect of your life is gonna change once you are aligned with Inzunza yakho. Like literally, I can't even give any example to say that Inzunza is like that. I've seen your dragons, your what, all the mystical creatures. I research a lot. I read a lot of books. I read a lot of articles. I'm a researcher. Like, but there's nothing like that, right? And then it comes in different forms. It's a shapeshifter. A lot of spirits, they are shape shifting. When they come to your dreams, they don't come in the true form most of the time. It depends fully on how brave are you. There's no point in knowing that, okay, Gogon Tabiseng is afraid of snakes. Like, she faints whenever she sees a snake. And then the spirit decides, to come as a snake. And it knows, this one, she won't last. It will come in a form that is inviting you. If you love ducks, birds, what do you call this? Your trees, anything, like literally anything, it can come as that to draw you towards. It's not something that's gonna come and scare you away and then you're like, no more IDlozi, no more Inzunza, no more. No, it's nothing like that. It's gonna build up. Everything is a build up. And the more you pray, the more you fast, the more you do certain things in your life, then the higher you go, basically. It's like a school. Everyone graduates. Like, we know we start from grade 0, and then gradually we get up to grade 12. Even after grade 12, there's still tertiary, first year until diploma, your advanced degrees and whatnot. But spirituality, if you want to look at it in a way that's going to make sense to you, it's like that. That's why you can see that other healers cannot do what other healers can do. But in time, that person that you thought was an amateur when they started, they can be a professor one day if they're still practicing with truth and they're following their ancestors' path, their spirit's path, then everything, you just grow. Like unikezwa amandla, ufiwa amandla for doing like spiritual work, or doing what you are meant to do, your purpose, because it's not everyone is going to be healing. I keep repeating that part. Not all of you are going to be healers, even if you have inzunza. Ifana nabantu belona who have inkanyamba, they won't be healers, but they're unstoppable in whatever purpose they have. They must follow, right? Um, okay, another question that came up was that you speak about Inzunza as a spirit. How how do ancestors fit into the picture with Inzunza? What's the relationship? Why is there Inzunza Pambili above your ancestors? Okay. If you, like I said, you're gonna see so many rooms, you're gonna see so many countless rooms, and one of them is about your history, your family history. That's why a lot of families, you pick up that they always want to know about the family tree. It's like a huge issue. There's this burning because some of them are searching ukuthi who, who can open up doors for me, which channel can I use in order to have a balanced life, right? So what you'll find is that your ancestors, they made a covenant, in simple English, an agreement, sort of like a relationship where two parties merge, marriage, whatever you call it, whatever you want to, whatever makes sense to you. But that's what your ancestors and this spirit agreed upon, the original ancestor. And because of that, in Zonza, it will always leap in your generations. In your generations. Whenever something is in discord, there's a family curse, generational curse, something of that sort, something of that magnitude, that size. Inzonza will always step back in because that person, the original one, is being reincarnated in different bodies, in different generations, and that includes you. I will explain. Like I wrote everything like just to make sense to you, because I said I don't want to repeat what I said on part 1 and part 2. This is completely different, right? So Inzunza came into the picture when your ancestors, your forefathers, made that covenant. And okay, I can't say what they did, but it was binding. It was binding. It was binding, and you'll find that you come from a royal bloodline. when you keep hearing your moms, your dads, your gogos saying that "Re bana ba ba bogoši, we're like royal blood," but you don't see it. You live in a 4 room or in a shack, or you're just struggling in life. You don't see the royal part, because when somebody thinks about royalty, they think gold, they think diamonds, they think leopard skins, they think luxury, they think everything, all those things. That's royalty, right? But here's a kicker. In royal families, there's usually the king, but there's also princes, your dukes, your cousins of the king, the queen. Like, all those people are like blood related, and that means they're descendants of that royal blood. That's why it keeps touching you. That's why you will keep hearing stories. But Mahamba Ninzunza, you will see exactly what happened within your bloodline, within your path. Because now I know where my ancestors originate from, and they're not from South Africa. But many generations of our family are from South Africa. And that's why it explains the relationship between um, us and Amandao, because they can see, this one was my neighbor during what BC, or was my cousin. I kept on asking, why is it that Umandao is not related to us? Because Amandao, they're not from South Africa. You can find them in Mozambique, you can find them in Ghana, Tanzania, certain places, not everywhere. If they're there by everywhere, they're just descendants. But original Amandao, they're not from South Africa. And when you meet them, you will see, this one, no, he's not in my family. He's not, or she's not from my family bloodline. Even the language, even the practices are completely different. So back to ancestors and Inzunza. That's why you'll find that when Inzunza appears and it's with your ancestors are either bowing down or they're not speaking, but you can see that one is Gogo's Banban or Mkhulu's Banban. But this person or this entity in front of you is the one calling the shots. They've been given so many names, but the most uh, popular one is Leviathan. Yes, Leviathan from the Bible, right? Um, that's why I'm saying it's overwhelming to see the true form. Um, you will find that Inzunza doesn't walk alone. You will. I've never met anyone within Zunza with one spirit like one, or it's Inzunza alone. There's no Mandao, there's no Abalos, there's no, like, that, that doesn't happen. It will never happen. I've never experienced anything like that. It will always come with different spirits because you need to go through the rite of passage. How are you going to go through that if you never meet the gatekeepers of each place, of each realm? You need to go through them. It's either you're there automatically, you didn't know what was going on, like the people who are saying that they're self-initiated, it's fine. They will show you certain things, understand? But when it comes to alignment, somebody has to do it for you. Another hand must do it for you. You cannot give yourself, you cannot take yourself to school and then was you graduate on yourself, you give yourself credits everywhere, now you're well known. No, it's nothing like, it's never going to happen like that. Like literally, if you think about it, what I just said. So Inzunza will always have certain spirits around you depending on your gift. It's not everyone who will have Abalozi. Abalozi, they are your prophetic spirits, and they're also water-based, but they initiate you themselves. You might have Inzunza. Inzunza might come before, and then Abalozi later on, or vice versa. It depends on your gift. So I cannot say it's going to happen like 1, 2, 3, 4. It differs from person to person depending on what type of Inzunza they work with. So yeah, why the mystery around Inzunza? A lot of, you'll find so many documentations, so many videos, so many references about other spirits, your Amandao, your Abalozi, your Umamlambo, your Nkosana. Like you'll find in Kanyamba, all these references, like a lot of research. But in Zonza is like very, very few. And okay, so far, everyone that I came across had influence. All the healers that I came across that claimed or spoke about Inzunza, I can confirm that they have it. They have it. I'm sure of it. But not all the healers in my life, right? So with Inzunza, there's a lot of mystery and very, very little information. And but one thing I can guarantee you is it won't be a sangoma. It's not somebody who does ubungoni pel, who like who has Inzunza. No. What I'm trying to say is, how can I put this? It won't be a sangoma who aligns you. You won't do ubunguni to align Inzunza. That will never happen. And by saying that a sangoma, I'm considering that there might be a sangoma who's a gedla, who might have Inzunza, because one crossed my mind now. He's exactly like that. Unawo mathwasani in. And they practice ubungoni and whatnot. And yeah, but when it comes to Inzunza, the rituals are completely different. You won't be guitaring or anything like that. So that's why I think I kept on saying that no sangoma can align you. I'm fixing that today, and apologies for that. But that sangoma has to have certain traits. Has to be Amakhosi. They have to have Inzunza. And nayo, usually that person is gonna be Igela. It won't be your normal sangoma who uses bones and what. Yeah, like I don't use bones, and I've never met anyone on Inzunza who uses bones to heal with Inzunza. It doesn't. I've never met such a person, so I don't believe they exist. No, I believe they don't exist currently. So yeah, um, Inzunza by mystery is that why is it quiet, right? Let me do the subject justice and not just jump all over the place. The reason it's kept a secret is because a lot of people that know about the spirit will most likely want to twibble you. They will want to kill you, sacrifice you in some sort of way, because you're like a very, very rare thing, a rare being. If they can't control you, you're gonna die. If you have a dangerous, like, surrounding environment around you, you're gonna die. Because so many people, you'll find they want to claim Inzunza so much. They will do anything. Even people who know who this gift, it gets passed on from a male to male in that family, in that bloodline, right? But even the females will want it because they think maybe it was a decision that was done by Mkhulu, and then it can change, something like that. It can be manipulated, or it's not. Inzunza, you cannot twala with Inzunza. You can never twala with Inzunza. Ngakubhadala, I will pay you. I don't know how much. You put the price to that check. It's one spirit that is so stubborn, and it is so bossy. A lot of people, abaninzunza, they are unemployed, believe it or not. There are people who are struggling, literally, but they don't even understand why. Because Iona, it's poking you. It's poking you. It knows you. This is a spirit that knows you, that you were born with. When they say that wazalwa umbete, this is what they mean. This is the spirit that knows the very, very depth of you, your jealousy, your greed, your your tricks, everything about you, it knows. So whatever problem that you're experiencing right now, your challenge, it knows that you can actually overcome that. And it's only leading you to come and meet and know that you have Inzunza. And then how to align with Inzunza so that your life becomes better. So, like I said, it's not something that's gonna come out come out of the blue. Like you're 50 and then it's the first time you're hearing about it, you've never seen it, you've never, like, it won't happen like that. You're gonna know, you're gonna always see this individual or this animal following you around all your life, sometimes protecting you, sometimes fighting for you, or sometimes trying to attack you. Do you understand? But not attack you as in like kill you, no, but just to scare you so that you don't do a certain thing that you were planning to do. It's not something that's gonna magically appear from nowhere. Today I meet you and then I'm like, yeah, you have Nzunza. No. When yourself you're gonna know. You're gonna know. That's why you're here on this channel, because something keeps burning inside of your heart and telling you to follow this thing, right? And I'm not saying that all the subscribers you're all about Nzunza. No. Right now, I'm only talking to people who are new to this journey. Last time, I think I mentioned that I realized how selfish I am, because I mean, now I was moving according to syllabus, right? But I forgot that there's somebody who just found out that they have Nzunza and they have all these questions, all these things that are going through their minds, and they're thinking, is this viable? Is this the truth? Is this whatnot? What I'm teaching you how to identify for yourself. If you haven't seen or experienced any of the things that I'm talking about, then you don't have. But if you get told by 3, 4, 5 healers the same thing, even if they can't help you, but they keep telling you that you have this, or you have a water spirit or Inzunza, some old, but none of them can help you. Just know, Hore, you have something that is not common. That's why other healers cannot help you. That's why you will feel scammed that, I've been to 5 healers. They told me this, but none of them could get the job done. None of them could achieve some of the things that you asked for. It's because of influence. It can block you. It has that power over your life. And then some people you'll find that they're lucky, right? They'll get employed, like umuntu wakhona, they live very carelessly. Like I know with myself, I was living, I was just cruising. I told myself, you know what, I don't want stress in life. God, everything I'll see pambili. I just want to enjoy my life. And that's something that I grew up saying to myself, that I want to travel, I want to experience these extreme sports, outdoors activities, like all these things. And they kept coming, they kept coming. But it's not always gonna work like that for everyone. Some people I know, it's a hard knock life, and everything seems like it's just on your shoulders. And there's so many aspects that go into that as well. It depends what type of environment you're in. If you're in a family that is full of witchcraft, there's nothing that ancestors will give you that you won't get punished for or maybe targeted for. Why would the spirit give you riches if it knows that a certain person can is close to you that might actually do something to harm you and get away with it? Like there's so many things, so many variables, and I cannot cover them all. And again, it's not for everyone. You're all different. Even if you have Inzunza, as many as you are, you're all different because you come from different bloodlines. Some of you have done certain things that are blocking you, literally. And deep down, because you're a person, you're a human being, when you're alone, you know, or you know what, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, but nobody saw me. But that doesn't change that it happened and you did it. You know, and your ancestors know, your spirit knows. So, yeah, what to do when you first find out about Inzunza, right? Let's say that's the very first time that you hear, or maybe you've heard only from a couple of healers confirming that. You might go to a prophet that will tell you, but you have Sidimusa Kometi. They like saying that. A water spirit. I don't know anything in Zulu, but I'm sure you understand. But um, a water god. Yeah, let me just not spirit. A water god, right? And the funny thing is, um, it won't always. It will be so many things. You will see your mermaids. You will see your unicorns, other spirits, your crocodiles, your snakes, but the snakes will differ. The black and white, the two-headed, um, the water horse, um, yeah, even you'll be able to identify the different types of mermaids because they're different. Some are white, some are black, like you and me. Do you understand? And also you'll see the people. Now, these are people. They're not. They just dress differently, and they behave differently, but they live underwater, right? It can be under your ocean, your rivers, but they're physical people, and down there it's like dry. You can burn fire, cook, you can chill, you have your houses and whatnot. Everything is like arranged, and I know I sound crazy, but it's fine, right? Some people have seen what I'm talking about. It's okay. Whatever you think of me, that's on you, right? Um, so what you do when you first find out, maybe from a healer, a confirmation of some sort. What I can do is, what you should do is go and confirm somewhere else, like you get your second opinion or your third opinion, right? But take your time. Don't do it like in a rush. This week, Monday, Tuesday, when are you? No, 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 nothing like that. You can go to this healer and then you pray, guys, you pray. I know a lot of you are churchgoers and whatnot, but you pray everything that you want from a divine assist for divine assistance. You pray. That's the communication that works. Whether we are pasha or you literally take a candle, you pray upon that thing that you seek the most. If you're confused, you pray upon your confusion and say that, ancestors, Bugogo na Mkhulu, I'm confused. I was told ukuthi nginenzunza. I don't know if that is the truth. Please show me light. Show me the answers in a way that I will understand. That's all you need to do. And if you're not getting answers, you push on. You fight. Don't just sit back and say, oh, but and then you chill. Years go by. Years go by when you never questioned what did they mean when they said Inzunza? What is Inzunza? I can't find any information around anywhere. How do I go about this? Then you start researching. You're going to dig and dig and dig until you find somebody. But if you're not looking for any help, no one is going to come to your rescue. No one is going to come and say, you know what, this is time, let's go. Let's go. No, nothing like that. It has to burn you inside. And you need to make efforts to go and find out, because when you do that, that's when a lot of things make sense. That's why I'm saying it's not something that's going to come out of the blue. It is going to come, but it's something that you've always known, you've always seen, but because your mind didn't think that is Inzunza, you thought you saw maybe an ancestor of yours, or a male figure or a female figure always accompanying you, doing certain things now in your dreams, whatever you do. And when you pray to this person, or whenever you do certain things, they happen. That's what I mean when I say it doesn't just come out of the blue. It's something that you've always known or heard, or somebody or something you always knew. So you go, you confirm that thing, right? You can go to any healer. If they're honest, they'll tell you, I can see that you have a certain gift, but I cannot help you. This is something beyond me. There are healers like that. I've met healers like that. And I'm still friends with, not friends, acquaintances. I don't have friends. Acquaintances with those healers. Because I know they're truthful. Even if I could refer any of you to them, you would be happy with them, because they helped me to get to the point where I am. I cannot give one healer credit for all the work that's been done upon my life. It took different people in different times to achieve, to get me to this point, to get me to understand the path that I'm walking. So now I don't expect everything on a tray and then you think, or you'll be stubborn and whatnot, or you will denounce whatever. You're only denouncing yourself. If you're delaying, you're only delaying yourself, your life, your kids, everyone, because it's going to fuck up everyone in your life for not answering to your call. Imagine it like this: if it is your purpose from God, and then when you miss it, what makes you think God is going to be happy with you? Because he called you in a way that you didn't expect. We say God works in mysterious ways, but do we accept the mystery? That's an argument for another day. So you need to open up your mind and your heart. And if if it's eating you up inside, it's burning you inside, to find out, to do something about it, I advise stand up, don't wait for anything. And even if you're struggling, you'll find that once you decide to do something about your life, everything sort of like opens up, because you're working towards something that's going to help you. If you couldn't afford a healer or a prophet, you will find with somebody might come and give you money randomly, and then you find with that's the fee that can actually go and get you help. If it was transport, you find somebody who was going to the same direction is saying that I'll take you. But it all begins with you, right? Um, Another thing is the dreams. The dreams will, I wish I would advise, if you're somebody who's forgetful or anything like that, you can write down your dreams, but make sure that no one finds them. No, no one finds them. And I don't write because I have this memory. I have this I have this crazy memory. I can remember a lot of things. So um, I only wrote things that I know that are like general, or maybe only I will understand. But when it comes to dreams and whatnot, I don't play that game. No? Because whenever I want to see that dream, I just call it again and then it comes. But this time I'm not asleep, because I'm trying to see what happened in that dream, the details. Um, you need to pay attention to them, and in such a way that you will remember, when was it daylight, was it at night, what time was it, because sometimes you'll find yourself looking at the watch and you remember, oh, this was 1:05, like that precise. Some people's dreams are precise, right? So you need to look at every detail. Was there a breeze? Did you see people? Was it a lot of males, a lot of females? Were they old? Were they young? Was it a mix? Like, there's a lot of things in dreams that can actually tell you, oh, this is what's happening here. But because we are conditioned to react on fear as a first instinct. Whenever, even when we're in dreams, whenever we see an animal, the first thing most people do is just jump, scream, or whatever, but without actually waiting to see. Some people are able to realize that, oh, this is just a dream. And once you can do that, you'll be able to notice all these details that I'm talking about. you need to look at them. Even if it's just animals, you look at the place, because some dreams they will show you. It will most of the time, nah, even including myself, there will be a family house that you always dream about, but you don't live there. Maybe you just went there to sort of like I saw a comment here, but it's fine. Oh my word. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Let me look at the comments. One said, seven-headed is evil. Again, oh my word. Everything that you think is subjective, because I can look at an Indian deity. All of them, they have like four hands, most of them, and they're real. The way you see them on those statues, they're exactly like that in real life. Everything is just subjective. Whatever you thought you knew, whatever you thought you knew is just part of indoctrination. Rather, go and find out for yourself. That's why I'm saying that everyone is just different on this path. I spoke about this seven-headed snake. Inzunza can come as a seven-headed snake, but that's not its true form. That's not its true form. But anyway, okay, I was talking about dreams, right? If you can wake yourself up within your dreams, tell yourself that this is only a dream, and the inside during that dream, then you won't be controlled by fear, right? Because everything will, you will tell yourself, "Oh, this is not real, this is not real, this is not real," right? That's good, right? And you can only achieve that through meditation. I mentioned there's this meditation that you can do that is simple. Just breathe in with your nose, right? Take a deep breath. But when you exhale, don't exhale with your nose. Exhale with your mouth. But make sure that the air rubs against your throat, like you're hissing. I don't know how to explain that. But you breathe in with your nose, and then when you breathe out with your mouth. And then when you pull the air in, don't use your lungs, use your tummy. I think I mentioned this some time back when I said, look at a baby. When they are breathing, they use their tummy. Their tummy is the one that is going up and down, not their lungs. Why? That is the natural state of breathing. That's when I learned during learning about meditation. Why is it necessary to always use your tummy? Why do singers use their tummy and not their lungs? because your power, it stems from your abdomen. Even when you're feeling cramps and umoya, it's usually in your tummy. That's where it you get bloated the most, and then it builds up and then it can go to your lungs. But when it begins, most of the time it starts from your tummy. So with those meditation, what you will achieve is be in control of your root chakra and also your throat chakra. Just do only those things. Breathe from your tummy, and also when you breathe out, use your throat, your mouth, your throat, basically. It's going to activate something in your body once you do it more often. Now I'm talking practical things. Go do that. We'll take it a step further next time. But there's so many meditation styles that you can use to actually activate those chakras. Now I was doing them because I was inquisitive, right? I was inquisitive. I always wanted to know more. I always asked extra questions just to understand something so that I never ever repeat it again, right? Personality, character, your traits of descendants. Okay. When you have Inzunza, to sum it up, I would say you're a loner. You're somebody who sort of like sometimes wants to drift away, wants to be on their own type of thing. You're, I wouldn't say lonely, because when you're in your space, you're comfortable, number one. You might have issues with anger in some way, whether it's violent or it's verbal, but you have these, you're short-tempered. But even if ungajambisi, but there's a part of you that is just wakes up sometimes, and it's like you're like a lion in just a few seconds, and then you contain yourself. You will always have those type of bursts, especially when something has been eating you up. But again, you have a lot of patience. You can withstand all type of nonsense, abuse and whatnot. But there comes a day, and when you speak, everyone is just gonna listen, right? And then there's this trait where you just attract people randomly, like, and you'll find that most of the people that you attract, some are they're just there to take away from you, but then the right ones, they truly give, they go all out for you. You will find that you have relationships that are so tight with people whom you're not blood related to, but these people that will always go the extra mile for you because they can see or sense that there's something special about you. It's just that it's not yet your time. But these people, they will always make sure that they support you up to the point where you are confident to stand on your own. And some of them, maybe you've taken advantage of them, but they know they still helped you. There's that sense of peace, even if there's a lot of commotions and struggle and whatnot, but there's this part where it just gives you faith that everything is just gonna be okay. Just hang in there. When you want to give up, the spirit doesn't let you. Your ancestors, they won't let you. No matter how much you try, you will find yourself going in circles. You will want spirituality, and the next thing you don't want it, you're cursing it. You're like, fuck ancestors, fuck God, I'm leaving all this shit, I'm safuni next. But 2 weeks later, now we are past. Oh, I'm sorry, I said fuck you, what. I've done it, guys, so many times. Because I used to get frustrated. Even if I say that my life was okay compared to what I've seen other people go through, I also got frustrated sometimes. There were things that I believed that, yeah, my whole heart, or these are mine, and then I lost them. But it's through that acceptance where I gained more. Again, I'll touch the later on this. I want to come step by step so that at least I make sense to you, right? I make sense to you. Another thing is, you're naturally intelligent. It doesn't matter about your education level in the world, your status and everything, but you're somebody who's naturally intelligent. You're wise. You're wiser than your peers. You're more strategic. Everything needs to make sense to you. And you, another flaw is the thing of wanting to be in control the whole time. It's something that you struggle with. And guess what? It's a that part. That part is, you're still gonna struggle with it, because Inzunza is not a spirit that you can lead. Even when you're aligned, you can never truly control it to a point where, like we utwele, you're telling it, get me money, get me. No, you cannot do that. It's a union with mutual respect. And before you align with it, it will control your life. Whatever mess you're seeing in your life, it's caused, or it agreed for that misfortune to happen in your life. When you might see a crisis where, like, yo, I'm embarrassed, I'll never live again, I'll never breathe again, how will I face people? You lost your home, your cars, you went back home, you stayed in a shack type of situation. I'm talking about that extremeness. When you need to now go and ask for bread, and you used to be a manager somewhere else, win awards, but something just got you out of the job. And now your loans, everything is just a mess. Inzunza does that. You lose your marriage, you lose your kids, everything. The people you love, they turn against you. All those things, they happen. And then we think we can control the outcomes of whatever we lose. We fight. We have a fighting spirit. no doubt, hands down. Kids with Inzunza spirit, they have this high tenacity. They don't give up. We are fighters. But that's the flaw that you need to overcome. You need to always reflect yourself against your pride. Tell yourself, is this worth it? You need to always reflect yourself as the other person. Have a conversation with yourself. And one day, you'll hear a different voice. But, yeah. What else? We are drawn to water. We love it. You might love it. Even if it's from a distance, there's something about it that just draws you. It keeps inviting you. So that's another thing. You'll find that water is healing. But even if we saw, but I'm stressing that because I meet a lot of people Inzunza, and at first they're afraid of water, but as time goes on, they're just cruising. But yeah, most of the time, water will give you excitement, but at the same time will overwhelm you with fear. You will always feel like there's something or somebody watching you from the waters. You will always feel some type of presence whenever you're in natural waters, like it's talking to you. It's a weird feeling, but it will happen a lot, right? Um, I mentioned Inzunza and I mentioned ancestors, and there's other spirits, right? This is where it takes a turn. Um, like I said, you keep graduating, you will meet other entities. Even if you're not meeting them, you will be able to see them and they will see you. Okay, thank you for that, Mkhulu Sekiti. I will get back to that point about family houses. I know a lot of people are struggling with that. There will be so many spirits that you will be able to see. Again, depending on your gift. I'll explain. Let me just jump right to it because it, it, it was something I wanted to discuss later on this session, don't worry. So it melts. It meshes. Um, you will see um, different type of spirits, and then some of these spirits are clean spirits, some of them are unclean spirits, right? And you need to have a way to cleanse always be able to cleanse your space where you stay, and let it be something that you practice on a regular, because um, they can see what type of gift that you have, and some of them, they belong to certain individuals whom you might know or might not know, right? And what I mean by abanye abantu bathwele, like ngipoki nani nani bathwebela abantu, like you don't know the type of environment that you're in. When you see normal people every day going to work, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Even if you go to a club, and whatnot, when you still see normal people, but there's so many things that happen just right in front of your eyes that you will never comprehend, or God, your ancestors are just protecting you from seeing those things because it's not yet time. Uzobona umthakathi and then do what? What will you do if you saw imfene itigoloshi running past you? What are you gonna do? So that's what church people call grace. That's grace. That's the grace from God, not to see certain things that are beyond your understanding, beyond your belief, beyond whatever. But it doesn't mean that they don't exist. I always tell people that in the Bible it said, the prayer says, turn to me, run to me, right? There, I'm the God who's above other gods. He didn't say that I'm the only God, but he said I'm God who's above other gods, which I don't know in your native languages. I know in Zulu they have different types of names. Menzi, umfelingani, like unkulunkulu, like all these names, but they are all teaching you that there's good and also there is evil to run away from, to shy away from, to avoid. Even if when you still live in this bubble, yoguti, hi, if I believe in this, if I don't believe in ghosts, I will never see them. It doesn't mean that they don't exist. So when you have Inzunza, you are gonna experience some of these witchcraft things. If you're strong enough, you will walk into a house, one day you'll find somebody under the bed, and then you'll remember, oh, this person is my neighbor, but here they are. We thought we buried this person 2 years back, and here they are in somebody else's house. That's the type of world we live in. You might go to a healer, and then you find that for them they use abutigoloshi. Yes, they can use a tigoloshi to go and hlola. Other healers do that. Whenever you come, you think you're consulting, Gandhi, this tigoloshi knows, can see whatever is happening with your life. And then it will tell the healer, uthi lona uphethwe inhloko nenyawo, nikeze 1 2 3 4 uyaphola. And then funny enough, they'll use those things and then they'll use them on you and then you'll heal. And then when you saw nothing, right? But then there's a case where one day you will walk into a healer's ndumba and then those things, you can see them. Some use a snake and then you feel that snake moving around or hear it or even see it, depending on how strong you are. If your mind is not ready for something, it can be broken if you are overwhelmed with so many dark things. Right now, I'm talking, and I know I'm talking like I'm crazy. It's like I'm talking novels or a fairy tale until it happens. Until it happens to you, that's when you will wake up. And then your whole reality will be shattered. And that's when you'll start searching. That's when you see a person now going up and down to every healer looking for help because they witnessed something that logically doesn't make sense in this world, but they saw it happen. And you cannot say that all people who are going to healers have lost their mind. They saw things that don't exist. Now, I always say, if you're an unbeliever, there's a dictionary, and they said they give a definition of a witch. How did they know a definition of a witch? If you believe in a dictionary, it says it's a fact book where it's considered by everyone in the world. So some things are just in front of your eyes, right? They have a definition of a ghost, a unicorn. That means somebody witnessed those things for them to have a definition of those things. That's what I'm trying to say here, people. So you need to broaden your mind in a lot of ways. Don't just think one dimensional way and think, it's A to B. No, there's a lot that's going on between A and the B that you think it might be. It can be a Z instead of a B in your journey, depending on where you are in life. So everyone knows what they're going through right now, and only you. Don't think, your pain is mine. When you're struggling, I will struggle. No, it's nothing like that. Only maybe somebody from my bloodline, I can get my gemela. But now, there's no chance. I'm already done with my journey. So yeah. You will grow, apart from spirits and other entities and whatnot. Like I said, they will always know that you can see them. Lo and I, you must know that whatever you see, they can see you. Kastswana ba re, kana keng, sekhukhune se bona ke sepataladi. When you think you might be doing something in the dark, but somebody else is seeing you. That's what the idiom means, basically. No matter, there's no clean crime, but truth can exist without any conviction. Does it get better? most definitely. Yeah? Like, if I told you my life from a certain point to now, you will think that I'm making up a lot of these things that I'm saying because you mean, okay, this is a funny story for me. I like telling it. When I arrived to the person that aligned me, when I got there, he asked me, "What is it that you're looking for?" And I was like, "Hey, I want my luck, right? And then I want my stuff to like be okay." And I told him straight up that I wanted to be rich. And I said I wanted to be rich beyond my dreams. That's what I said, right? And he laughed. Um, After laughing, he was like, "You'll get that." But then they said I must tell you that if we are Twala, you will lose everything. Because me now, when I went there, in my mind, I told myself that if I don't have luck, like I've heard people talking, thinking what you know what, some things they're not making any sense in my life, and I don't have the answers. And if I'm bad lucked, why not? I was ready now to go in Twala. I was ready. I told myself for it something that I know it will benefit my kids, my family. Like I was ready. And then that's the first thing they said. And then he said, that's when he told me that I have Inzunza spirit. And then I've heard it before. I met him, but then because I wanted clarity, I asked, what's Inzunza? I touched on the basics and he said, it will come. It will come. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to happen to your life. And time went by, things happened in my life. That's when ngachumana nenzunza yam. And then now, that's when I knew, oh, I don't have to go to him. I can just ask the spirit. At that time, no alignment, no nothing. I was just doing what it was showing me. And then I asked, next step, how do I make things better now? Isn't all? They just opened everything. Like I got money for alignment, everything. Like it all happened so fast. I got money from people I didn't even know, and they would just deposit money, and I'd be like, "Is this not a scam or what?" But even today, I've told people that such things they happen to me, like randomly. That's why I'm saying that if I share a lot of things, you will think that I'm making things up until you see, right? That's when it'll change your perspective. But it does get better. You get to experience life in its real form, and then you get to grow understanding, patience, maturity. You get wiser. Finances, you're going to be balanced. I know a lot of people are focused on the riches and whatnot, but financially you're gonna do okay. You're gonna be okay, better than okay. Like money will just flow naturally to you. Opportunities will present themselves. You won't work hard to be rich. You won't work hard to be rich. It's just that the journey before you align, that's when everything is scrambled. You can do all kinds of tricks, you can get all types of lucky, but everything will just jam. Every time, nothing of yours will last until you align. And then it's gonna hurt when it jumps maybe to your kids, because sometimes it tends to do that. You'll find that now your child is suffering, is going through the operations, like of things that didn't even exist in your family. And that's when you know who you done fucked up. So some people need that type of push. I don't know, because like I said, everyone is have their own choice. You either act to destroy your life, or you either act to empower your life. The choice is yours. Whatever you do, whatever decision you make in every day, to breathe in, or you don't want to breathe at all, that's up to you. So even this, it's all up to you. No one can say, hey, when you have a gift, come now, you're gonna die. No, mina ngingeni. I don't enter anyway. When if you know something is eating you up and then you're sitting around, what are you expecting? There's no Superman. So again, clear your heart, clear your mind, clear your greed, your pride, all those things, so that you don't lose yourself. A lot of people, like I said, this is a frustrating journey, right? Because when it comes, it's something that you can't control. You don't even know when it's going to happen. And then most of the time, when people give up, something starts happening, and then somebody is ashamed, or I missed this opportunity, or maybe I wasn't clean enough when I saw this, I couldn't go, like all these things. But everything, I keep telling people that everything that happens to you is for you. Maybe you doing those fumblings, it's your spirit in you, but once you get that tingle in your head, do something about it. Nah? Don't sit around. Let's go back to the family house. A lot of people, um, there'll always be in your dreams, there'll always be this one specific family house. It's either kya gogo or kya mkhulu, or it's somewhere that you grew up, right? It will keep popping up, popping up, popping up in whatever dream, even if it's a different event, but the house stays the same. It doesn't change. The corners, the walls, everything. Even if the outer walls, the yard walls or fences are, are changing, but the structure of that home doesn't change. Pay attention to that home. And if you, when you find a chance, go to that house and then just put a candle on, whether it's it's destroyed, it's in shambles, whatever, you go uphadle in that house. And if it's somebody that maybe you don't get along with in that house, you can just sometimes go past that house, or umlaye, and just go in and say, hello, how are you? I was just passing by. But go to that house. It holds a significance in your path. That's why it keeps on reappearing. In so many dreams, in so many years, you keep dreaming the same house. Different characters, different events, different days, different whatever. But the house, it never changes. So you need to pay attention. That's why I'm saying that. Pay attention to your dreams, like every detail. When you think it's something small, but it has a meaning. When I interpret it, when you tell me your dream, I will know, oh, this is what was happening. 1, 2, 3. They were showing him 1, 2, 3, 4. But because when you cannot interpret those dreams, just write them down. No? Just write them down. Oh, yeah, when I lost my train of thought earlier, now I remember. Okay. Another thing I came to find was that people tend to ask, I keep on saying we're different, we have different types of Inzunzas and whatnot. There's different types, right? But for me, I only categorize them in 3. There's the black one, there's the red one, and there's the white one. And each, they have different functions. Each, they're allowed to do certain things. Some, they strictly don't do. That's where it differs. That's why I keep on saying, I welcome everyone, whether you're a church. You might find that you have Inzunza, it will never mix with umuti and whatnot. It will just use certain light things. That's the white one. So, and such people can open up a church, be a founder of a church, or be a great prophet. Marutoluguti, they use a Bible, water, like nothing, no wash or ashes and whatnot. That's the white one. It's like umuntu wakhona, like they're always in doing certain reserved, contemporary type of things, right? That's the white one. The red one is between the black and the white, meaning that it carries half of the light and half of the dark. Meaning that in some instances it can use umuti and it can use iwash or to pray and do whatever, and then also be able to use ilona umuti, but then not all types of muti, not all types of herbs, certain allowed herbs. Uthola ukuthi umuntu wakhona will heal 100 people with just one muti, but then for different things. But, and again, you get different results, different reactions, but it's the same muti. So it can do things like that, right? And then there's a black one, emnyama. That's the one that engihamba nayo mina. No rules there, guys. No rules, right? The only thing is I won't harm anyone unprovoked. I won't go and bewitch people, but anything goes type of thing. It's very raw, iyathusa. Um, Now I'm talking from experience, right? Iyathusa, it's not for the faint-hearted, because now you get exposed to so many things, and they start from a very early age. You will see those things happening. You will see your witches, the things I was talking about, your spirits, what, inyoka, nani, manzini. You will get to see all those things at a very young age, right? So there's no rules when it comes to Inzunza Emnyama, because nomunda wakhona, they can do things. Ngathwalisa, ngayenzani, if you're uyinkabi, I don't want to speak English now, uyinkabi, and then ufuna ukuqiniswa for whatever you come. I don't mean, I won't say this, I'm too conscious about it. No, I don't have that conscious in me. Bakbulala ilon uvalo, they kill, babolaya letswalo la hao, babolaya letswalo la hao, because you're gonna see so many things that most probably a lot of people will never see in their entire lives. So you need to be a very grounded person. You need to be very acceptive of certain realities, whether they're in your favor or not. You need to also bear the pain that comes with certain things, because you're going to do rituals and then you're going to have certain effects when you do them, not just the client who's coming to do the ritual. No, mangikwenzela when you go home, mina mangisala la, something happens to me, and then because I need to also understand your pain, I'm gonna feel certain things from you. Yokuthi, oh, this is what this person went through. NgesiZulu nithi umkhokha. Yes, umkhokha likasitswana, but umkhokha. So you need to be prepared when you have this black one, and your life is not going to be normal in any kind of way, but you, and very high chances you will never stay employed, or if you've never been, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna struggle, because though ihamba nabo mkhulu nabo gogo abadala, they do things the olden ways, like I now I'm into certain businesses, but I know with that business I wouldn't have never really thought about it, but because they said go do it, and it's flourishing. That's the thing. Do you understand? They will show you things that they could do. You're most likely to live certain type of lifestyles, but you it's more strict, and I I rapele, like ayincengi. Yeah, ayincengi. If it's gonna hurt you, it's gonna hurt you, and if it's not, it's gonna protect you. But and even if it hurts you, it doesn't hurt you to kill you, but it hurts you to feel, to make you feel the intensity of what it told you not to do, type of thing. And then your lifestyle is gonna change completely. There's so many things you're gonna stop doing. There's so many things you're gonna stop doing due to the spirit. Once you've aligned, and even before, like certain things you won't be able to do. They're gonna make you sick, even, type of thing. But once you start, you won't stop, and you have the magic. So, yeah, if you do have any follow-up questions, please email them to back to our roots within Zunza at gmail.com. It's in the description of every video, I think, if I haven't edited the old ones, but the most recent ones, I'm sure that I put it there. Uh, just greet and get to the point. Don't send me an email asking me how I am. Like, I won't respond. I don't have time to have conversations like that. Thokoza Mkhulu, my name is so and so and so. uh, don't just start ungena endabeni without me knowing your names, and then now I have to look at your email when you're span. Just introduce yourself and then get straight to the point. Mkhulu, I have a problem with 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you help me? And then if I don't do that thing, I will tell you that I don't do that thing. But if it's something that I can help you with, I will help you. Even if you're not have Ilona Inzunza. I mean about your work, about, like I said, you- you're fighting your divorces, your whatever, your business, whatever, all those things. I still do them. Do you understand? Uh, what else? Uh, am I forgetting? Okay. Um, know that you can just also, if you have follow-up questions based on finding out deep about what Inzunza is, né? Just send your questions. I'll try to do another part based on whatever you guys are asking me. um, I think I've shared different things. There might be similar here and there, but most of the things that I shared here today, I've never spoken about them. Um, yeah, just maybe I'll do another part 4 for you, because I need everyone to catch up. I don't want anyone to feel out of place, like, oh, they've already started without me. No, I want you to start at any point and be able to get information as much as possible. That is my intention, and that is the intention of this channel, is to teach you. So even if you have questions, just send them, but don't send me about dreams. Like, people can send you a Bible of dreams, tumele, and I don't know, they expect an answer always. No, I won't do that. I'll just check your message. If you're serious, now I take you serious when you're here. When you're online, I'll maybe answer you just one time, and next time you do it again, I won't even answer you, because you might be a fan who's asking about dreams, and now I have to. I can't entertain such. So you'll ask once, and then I'll help you. If you're serious, you want help, you contact me, we'll arrange, and then you come. Ngisebenza ngamanzi, like literally. Ngisebenza ngamanzi. I'll take you emfuleni mina, and you will get in. Whether you are afraid or not, you will go in, you will come out alive. I've never lost anyone emanzini. So, but ayathusa. That's why I always tell people, oh, it's a rainy season, don't come, because I know they're deep. I have issues with amanzi. on a chest level. So imagine a hamba on your neck, then we have a problem because I know you won't go in there. Do you understand? So I always check all those things, try to make sure that everyone is safe. But then once you come here and we go there, there's no turning back. Mean, don't do nama what people maba figure lapa, they get scared, and then they will tell you, yo Mkhulu, it's fine, you can keep the money. I'm fine, I'm healed. But umuntu uyasaba ukungena emanzini, they're like literally fucked up afraid. So mina, I will come down that thing, sile emanzini, and then you will go in, and then you'll get whatever you came here for, and then you'll go home. When you're overthinking that you're gonna die, what, it's fine. I'm not there. I'm only there just to do my spiritual work, and then you go home, right? So, but anyway, I think I'll cut it here for today. But again, my door is always open. Just don't ask me silly things. Don't always think that you will find me on the phone, or that's why I'm saying, even when you send me a text on WhatsApp or whatever, just get to the point. Don't say, "Hi, I'm Mkhulu, how are you?" and then wait. You're only wasting your time, because sometimes I'll see your message after 5 hours, and then now I have to go back and say, Togos, I'm well, thank you. No, I know everyone who contacts me has problems. I don't expect somebody to be happy and perfect to be coming to and knocking to my door. So I don't expect that, I'm a human being. I've been where you are. So when you come to me, greet my name, straight to the point, and then ask your questions. And then I'll answer you based on that. At least I have an idea of what's going on. Unless if I'm online, you can see me, then we can do how are you Mkhulu, and I'm well, fixing things and yourself nicely there. But apart from that, thank you. Okay, one last question. Shining one. Oh, I forgot to say thank you to Mkhulu Kagisho Sekiti. I Yeah, about the house, and also Mkhulu, thank you, Mkhulu Takalani. And then, hi, what would you do if you were once told by someone random that one day you will meet your spiritual mentor and you haven't yet met them? Okay. Yeah, like I said, sometimes we ask for guidance. Né? We ask for guidance, but it's like you're expecting God or your ancestors to come and say, this is the person all the time. Yes, it does happen, but sometimes they will just show you through dreams. That's why I'm saying I've had people who came here who have dreamt about me, but they've never met me. Do you understand? That's another scenario. But there's a possibility that they might, like you, right now, you've been searching and searching and searching, or maybe wondering, and then from nowhere, here comes this channel. It's telling you about Inzunza, and you are wondering about Inzunza. Sometimes that could be your answer. Nah? But for clarity, if you want to confirm if somebody can be your mentor, or maybe you need a confirmation that this person are you telling me that they are my mentor, or are you showing me a sign or this person is my mentor? Then what you do is we are pasha gogo, we are pasha. You get down on a knee, you put on a white candle, and then you ask your ancestors, I saw Mkhulu Modise. I'm not sure, is he the person that you were referring to now? And then if your ancestors bayawuzwa, or they'll answer you, they'll tell you, you can go to Mkhulu Modise. There's no wrong in that. Again, like I said, don't be one dimensional. Don't always think or things are gonna come like in the book. They're gonna come in a way that's gonna be relatable to you. Are you a person that is driven by intuition? Are you a person who's driven by dreams? Are you a person who's driven by listening and sharing, talking to people, being referred? Or are you a person who prays and then they get an answer in a verbal way? It depends all on you, all on you. And I know network card, but yeah, it depends on what drives you, what makes sense to you. Like I said, the spirit, it will approach you in a manner that only will only make sense to you. Do you understand? Are you a person, you can, some people will go to a Bible and just open a random scripture and the first verse they get, and that's a gift. And then you'll find that that scripture for that day or maybe for that week, something is happening that is relatable to what I just read. Or even your horoscopes, like it all depends. You're a spiritual child, so you'll be drawn to so many things, but they need to convince you, they need to make sense to you. And then once you get to a mentor, you also you confirm to it to them. Mina, that's why I'm telling you now, go and do impep and it will guide you. Just ask that question to your ancestors, Yoguti. Is this person the right one? I've been waiting. If this person is not the right one, please show me the right person to go to, because my life is not in the state that I wanted in, and I know I can. You understand? Instead of hopping from healer to healer, no, I don't. I would do it if I was in danger. I've done it when I was in danger. Before my alignment, before I found out about Inzunza and whatnot, I used to, if I go to a healer and certain things don't satisfy me, I would go to another one, a prophet and whatnot. I was like, oh, I've been everywhere, guys. Been everywhere. That's why I hear people complaining about 2 healers, 3 healers, and then I'm looking at them like, if you only knew, if you only knew. Today, those healers, some of them, like I said, my acquaintances, some of them are still my mentors. They teach me certain things that, yeah, they know I'm interested in. But yeah, thank you all for your time, your dedication. It doesn't go unnoticed. Like I said, I always check all these reports from YouTube telling me from which areas people are watching from. I know in South Africa, I know in Nigeria, I know in Mozambique, I know in Ghana, I know in Kenya, I know in the US, I know in the UK, one is in China, and yeah, like I'm always looking at those things, even though I haven't been as consistent. But like I said, so many things change. Once you get into this path, you'll find that so many things change about your life, and then so many things are gonna force you into taking new routes that you never anticipated for your life. And that's the mystery about Inzunza. I thank you all. Please keep liking, sharing, put notifications on until I find my feet. Like I said, um, it's just going to be random, but I felt the need to welcome everyone who's new to the channel. Feel at home. Whatever question that you could possibly ask, it doesn't, nothing is stupid for me, nothing is crazy for me. I hear it all. I deal with a lot of people, but yeah, thank you. Nibe kahle nonke. We spent 2 hours, but it's well due. Ngiyathokoza Makhosi, and thank you. Bye.